Estamos aqui hoje numa pausa para café. Vamos aproveitar este tempo que estamos para conhecer uma mulher que fez uma aventura e é, sem dúvida, um excelente exemplo de como é possível empreender dentro de um universo do franchising sem, no fundo, evitar de novas aventuras. E foi esta nova aventura que nós temos aqui a Debbie connosco. Ela é dona de uma marca em franchising a operar em Portugal. Ela comprou a Master Licensing, mas não é isso que nós queremos ouvir. O que nós queremos ouvir é como é que se trabalha esta aventura de trazer para Portugal uma marca, de ser empreendedora em Portugal. A Debbie fala inglês, é americana, e por isso toda a nossa podcast será feita em inglês. Hi, Debbie.
Hi,
How are
Christina.
you?
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for accepting our invitation. I hope we have fun.
Yes.
And what we want really to know is your history, your story about your background. What made you come to Portugal and made you the woman of an adventure of being at the same time not only coming to live in a different country, but also bring with you some business to become the woman you are at the moment. So tell me how it was. Where did you born?
I was born in outside Niagara Falls, New York.
Ooh.
I know, but it's very cold there.
Okay. I imagine.
Yes. So I attended university in Buffalo, which is probably colder. And I have degrees in accounting and finance and management information systems. So after college, I wanted to get out of the cold, so I moved to sunny Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's really where I have been for the last 25 years.
Wow.
I started working for Sealand, which is a shipping company, doing their electronic data interchange, and then we were bought by Maersk Shipping, which is the largest shipping company in the world, and I was on the A list, so I was offered a position in Copenhagen for
Wow.
for a 3-year contract. So I jumped on that opportunity. And I took my 8-year-old son and we moved across the pond to Denmark. So I was there for 3 years and it was very productive 3 years for me. I was promoted to be the global EDI portfolio manager, taking care of all of Maersk's EDI globally and had people working for me on different continents. So it was professionally, it was very, very good for me. And personally, I met my husband and we had a fairy tale wedding in Copenhagen, followed by a big reception in New York with my family. And my youngest son was also born in Copenhagen.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So Copenhagen was good to me. And then after my contract was over, we found ourselves back in Charlotte. And I still worked for Maersk. But we always wanted to own our own businesses. And I knew franchising was the best way to do that. So we bought into Cold Stone Creamery. And over 11 years, we opened 3 Cold Stone creameries, and we co-branded one with the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory,
Wow.
which is another franchise, and a yoga bar. Mm-hmm. So we were opening something every 2 years amidst the chaos of raising children and, doing the whole life thing. Then we sold our stores in 2015, and we were looking for something that had no food and no teenagers.
Oh, okay.
We had a lot of teenagers working for us at the Cold Stone. So we bought into the Joint Chiropractic, which is a network of franchise chiropractic clinics. And
Mm-hmm.
over the next 5 years, we opened 4 of those, continued with the chaos. And we sold those in 2021.
Oh, after pandemic.
After the pandemic, yes. And then we always had planned to move back to Europe. That was always my dream. I fell in love with the expat lifestyle when I was in Copenhagen, fell in love with Europe. So our plan got delayed a little bit because we started having grandchildren, which is just the best thing ever. I have 3 perfect little grandsons that are the light of my life. So we became full-time grandparents. I was a gamma for the next few years while we were kind of looking around to see what else we could do. And I came across this master license opportunity in Portugal. And Portugal was a country we were already, kind of researching and looking at. And we took a trip over and absolutely fell in love with the country and the people and the culture. So in 2023, we signed the master license agreement, made Hemmingsen Enterprises here in Portugal, and moved over in March of 2024.
Can you tell me why always you had several things from food to, it's really, you jump from one thing to another.
Yeah.
And why is that has been done so from one place to another, considering the opportunities that you work with? So what made you feel like that was the right decision by the time you choose chocolate and kids, and then you jump to the other thing? So what made you feel like you're willing to do those such different things?
I think that running a business, the core business principles are still the same no matter what industry you're in, right? You still have, your
financials.
Yes, it's all the same. And so if you're passionate about what you are doing, like for instance, I grew up in a Dairy Queen, literally in the back of a Dairy Queen. My parents bought that Dairy Queen, which is a kind of an ice cream food franchise, while they were pregnant with me. And my brother still owns that Dairy Queen, and he'll pass that along to his son. So I've been exposed to franchising my entire life. And I saw the benefits of the support that my parents got, which, definitely contributed to the longevity of that business. So, with the ice cream, obviously, I'm a huge ice cream fan since I grew up in an ice cream store. So it was kind of, wasn't out of the ordinary for me to buy an ice cream franchise. But the chiropractic, I had some different health problems and went to the chiropractor, and that was just a revelation for me. So, everything that I've bought into, I've been passionate about. So it makes a difference, definitely. But the business is always the same.
The basic.
Yes, the basic business is always the same.
And what actually, when you decided to come to Portugal, and your husband probably this was the true decisions making, the opportunity, what actually you look for? Why Portugal? Because we are so small considering the whole Europe, and we are just in a corner.
Yeah.
And what really made you that passion decision to come to live here? I mean, probably the hot weather.
Yes, the weather is. Charlotte is very humid, and so my number one thing was weather. Definitely, a really good climate. I grew up in the freezing cold, and then I moved into the boiling hot. So I wanted something that was kind of temperate. So Portugal popped up on that list pretty quick. If you Google best place to retire, Portugal, it's always at the top of the list. It has great healthcare. It has Lisbon is just absolutely a fantastic city. The history here is incredible. All the stories of the kings and the queens and all the museums, and there's always festivals and cultural events. So as far as being a capital city and being small and manageable, it's a perfect fit for me.
Do you think someone in your childhood made the difference for you to become such empowered with the different business that you had? Was someone in your life when you were a child that actually inspired you to become this businesswoman that you become through?
I think it was my dad. I was always a daddy's girl, so he was always my biggest cheerleader, and he was just so smart. He always had that business acumen, and he taught, obviously, my brother still has, and he has more than one business. So I think it was him. He was always my biggest cheerleader. Anytime I had any kind of question or what should I do, it was always him that I called.
Okay, that's good. And your husband's background is also related like you with what you do, or he's totally different and then you can actually combine your skills with him, or he's totally a part of your business?
We are business partners.
Oh, okay.
No, we've been together for 23 years, but he did not come from a business background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are the influence.
I am the influence. I am the voice.
Yeah.
I am the extrovert one of us. But he's my sounding board. So whenever there's something to be decided, I call him and then I'm able to talk through and make decisions that way. So it's very helpful.
And do you feel like now you're only 2 years in Portugal?
A year and a half.
Year and a half.
That's it.
So it's very short.
Yes, very short.
And what have been the big challenges you have found for you to become the businesswoman you always have been with successful things on your background?
The biggest challenge business-wise has been the Portuguese requirement that you have to have an accountant.
Okay.
That's really been my biggest challenge, because I have always kept my own accounting, my own books. I know where all my money is all the time. And coming here to Portugal and, having to kind of give up some of that control to an accountant, it's been a challenge for me to find the balance of me being able to manage that part of the business.
And do you think like you speak Portuguese?
No, not yet.
and is that also has been a challenge, or you think that has been okay?
Yeah, it's been a challenge. We just signed a lease on our first space for the Office Evolution, the flagship store. So when I'm in the space, for instance, with the contractor and the electrician, and they are just, talking Portuguese, it's challenging for me because I don't understand what they're saying. So, but I think that learning Portuguese from, talking to a lot of my friends takes just a lot of time and a lot of dedication. And right now I don't feel like I have that much time to dedicate to it. So I'm picking it up here and there, but once the business gets going, then that's when I'll be able to, just dig in and learn it.
What is your perspective for the next 5 years?
Ooh, my perspective for the next 5 years. Well, we'll open up this flagship store, and then I will focus on selling to franchises and recruiting franchisees. I think that Portugal can probably take about 15 Office Evolutions, just because we are a suburban brand and we can go where the other big brands won't go. So we'll go into the communities and trying to find people, like-minded people who want to make an impact in their community and own their own business. That's what it's all about, helping people who want to open a business be successful.
And do you think like you brought a brand from United States? Mm-hmm. And do you think it's easy for them to give you the support you needed, or it's kind of you trying to arrange everything by yourself because actually they are not here, they don't speak the language? How do you feel that made a difference if you were in a country that we both all of it speak the same language, or this is actually not an issue for you?
It hasn't been an issue. We're part of a bigger company called United Franchise Group. It's probably one of the largest private franchisors in the entire world. They have been franchising for 40 years. So the support is world class. I have never been in a brand that has had such exceptional support. They have a headquarters in West Palm Beach, Florida, a couple hundred people that are only dedicated to making the franchise successful. And in the global arena, there's another global team that is just dedicated to the master partners to help us.
Oh, that's good.
It really is. So every step of the way, they've been with me in providing the support I need to open and learn this business, which coworking is new to me.
Now, if you look back to everything that you have done, and it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Would you change anything? Would you do it differently? Or actually you think that all thing has been done in your life in the business perspective was very well for you to be at the stage you would like to? Or did you change anything backwards if you look back?
Nope, not one thing. I don't think I would change anything. If I changed anything, I wouldn't be sitting here today with this opportunity. So I've learned so much from the people that have mentored me and the businesses I've been in. And, you learn something from every different kind of employee that you've had, working at Maersk with all the different cultures. And so, no, I wouldn't change anything.
Okay. And do you feel like that's going to be easy to handle all this in the future? For you to be as a master license of your brand, or do you actually feel like that we could be able to help you more, and in what you feel like that you need more support?
Just learning the business, I think, but I don't think that's going to be too much of a hurdle for me. When I was in the Cold Stone franchises, we had an area developer that was fostered very much a team environment amongst the owners in the state. So we all worked as a team together. We supported each other. And from that experience, I really realized how much you can support each other as business owners. So then I became kind of the one who people came to when they had problems with the business. I'm a business person at the end of the day. So that's where my passion for helping business owners came from. Like if he had a prospect that wanted to talk to an existing owner about what it was like to be an owner and what the brand was like, he always gave them to me. So I became that kind of person. So that is really the environment that I want to make in Portugal, building this team of owners who support each other. And that is how you're successful at the end of the day, is being able to ask questions and rely on your team.
Yeah, that's good. And one thing that we feel like in Portugal, we have just studied the numbers of what represents in the GDP matter and what the franchising business represents in our market. And it's a very high number, actually. It's an impressive number. Mm-hmm. But actually, we feel like in America, it's lower than us. The number of course, we talk about the whole country.
Yeah.
So it's in a perspective of percentage. We have more in Portugal than you have in the United States. At least the numbers we have is excess. So, but what we feel at the same time is actually it's not, the franchising is not really on our blood on daily, the people to speak about it. I normally say franchising at the moment is like a more mature way of doing business. Do you feel like that, or it's something that actually you didn't even thought that this was really something that you feel in the environment when you speak about your brand and what you want to do in franchising? You feel like the people are very keen to accept the franchising when you speak with them, or you still feel like that's literal apart?
Yeah, I have to do a lot of explaining about the brand and what it is that I do as a master partner, but I always like to say that franchising is about when you buy a franchise, you're going into business for yourself, but not by yourself. That's the biggest benefit. And when it's explained to people that way, they get it a little bit more. I have been exposed to mostly expats and Americans since I've been here because I don't speak Portuguese. So I'm looking forward to getting to know more Portuguese, business owners and being able to, sell the brand a little bit more.
So Debbie, we have just finished our time. It was pretty fast. And it's amazing to hear you. And we are very glad to have you on board with us.
You.
And I wish you all the best.
Obrigada.
Por isso, muito obrigada por terem estado aqui connosco. A Debbie é uma empresária fantástica, com uma história de vida que merece, sem dúvida, nós conhecermos a sua marca, o seu modelo de negócio e, quem sabe, fazer parte deste sucesso. Por isso, fiquem connosco para mais uma Pausa para Café. E obrigada.